Ms. Milton?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Hi. Really low. Yeah, can I raise the volume? Ms. Milton, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Gotcha.
We got you. Yep. Sure. I'd like to bring the off-street parking board finance committee meeting to
Sorry,
order.
before we, and I totally apologize for doing this. Rule of thumb, if anybody can't hear, I can't hear. Please, we have masks, so if you could speak a little louder than what you're used to, so that I do not have to repeat, and I apologize for interrupting before you started.
Could you hear me just then?
It's muffled for me, so that's why I stopped.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Speak as loud as you can without screaming.
Well, I'm usually the one that has the best diction and enunciation.
I know, but we have, right now we have a mask.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'd like to call to order the off-street parking board finance committee meeting today, Tuesday, November 10th. It is officially 8:02 a.m. Yes, after we just opening statement, Chief.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Okay, due to the concerns of public health regarding COVID-19, MPA has decided to allow public participation virtually as well as in-person participation in accordance with section 2-33 subsection F and G of the city code. The agenda and the material for each item on the agenda for this meeting, which is being broadcast virtually simultaneous to the in-person meeting, was published and made available to the members of the Miami Parking Authority and to the public at least 7 days in advance of the meeting. The material for each item on the agenda is available during business hours at MPA's main office and online 24 hours at miamiparking.com/virtual meeting. Any person may be heard by the MPA board through the chairperson in person at the meeting or upon registering pursuant to the published notice for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the MPA board, unless modified by the chairperson. Since this is a virtual meeting as well as in person, members of the public wishing to address the body may choose to do so by visiting miamiparking.com/virtual-meeting to upload their video comments or to submit their written comments via the online comment form. Members of the public may also call 305-373-6789, extension 280, to provide comments via the dedicated MPA public comment voicemail. All comments submitted will be included as part of the public record for this virtual meeting and will be considered by the MPA board prior to any action taken. When addressing the MPA board, the member of the public must first state his or her name, his or her address, and what item they will speak about. When the MPA board takes action or votes on any proposition before it, it shall do so by roll call vote, which shall be recorded by the court reporter and included in the record. Anyone wishing to appeal any decision by the MPA board for any matter considered at this meeting may need a verbatim record of that item. So access to the meeting, the November 10, 2020 MPA meeting is in person at the MPA office and also broadcast on Zoom. Zoom is a cloud platform for video and audio conferencing, collaboration, chat, and webinars across mobile devices, desktops, telephones, and room systems. For public comment, the MPA has developed several additional methods of ensuring public comment for the virtual aspect of this meeting. It has established 2 new options. The first option allows the public to provide public comments via the dedicated MPA public comment voicemail by calling 305-373-6789, extension 280. The individuals will be able to leave a 2-minute voicemail and will be played during the virtual commission meeting. The second new option allows the public to submit comments via the MPA's comment form. The comments submitted through the comment form have been distributed to the MPA board and administration throughout the day so that the MPA board can consider comments prior to taking any action. For the aforementioned options, all the comments received will be included in the public record of the meeting. For those 2 new options, the MPA also created a set of instructions explaining how the public may submit their comments with either option. Those instructions were provided in the notice to the public and published online at miamiparking.com/virtual-meeting. The MPA has published an agenda as well as included the notice to the public pursuant to the City of Miami Code ordinances and the item topics that will be discussed at the virtual board meeting. Moreover, section 286.0014114 subsection 4C Florida statute specifically authorizes the MPA to prescribe procedures or forms for an individual to use in order to inform the board or commission of a desire to be heard, to indicate his or her support, opposition, or neutrality on a proposition. The MPA, through its 2 new public options, have provided different procedures and forms to indicate, among other things, his or her support, opposition, or neutrality on the items to be discussed. Thank you.
With that, we'd like to turn the meeting over to our Chief Financial Officer, Scott Simpson. Presentation slides, financial.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to try to speak really slow today and loud, which is a hard task for me. Again, my name is Scott Simpson. I work in the finance section of the Parking Authority. In the package that you have financial statements for the Parking Authority as well as the night in July 2020 as well as August 2020. These numbers have been discussed with you guys in a prior meeting. These numbers are also posted on our webpage. We'll discuss those when we get into the financial report, as well as any questions that you're related to September. Prior to getting into the reports, a few housekeeping items. The bank reconciliations for the month are current. There are no material items in current reconciliation from the prior month. The ERP project is moving along. We have some administrative things that we needed to take care of. We were waiting to resolve those. So the project gets back on target and moving. The auditors are slated to come out and begin their field work week of Thanksgiving, which is consistent with what we've done in prior periods. The audit this year will be a little bit different for a couple of reasons. First, this will be the first annual audit of the new ERP system. So, control testing, those type of things, we'll have to redocument, do some additional testing to get comfortable with that. And then as far as us, it's going to be a little bit different trying to read data and then get reports in a certain format that they want. Fortunately, GASB was very generous in delaying implementation of almost all the pronouncements. So we don't have to deal with leases, pensions, and other things that are coming up related to GASB until next year. The actuary team is the one that prepares an evaluation of the pension plan. That report also contains funding levels as well as a computation of the payment anticipated on the employer side for our defined benefit plan. The reports that they need to prepare this have been supplied to them. They will be done and returned to us prior to the beginning of the October team. I will have Peter Takora from GRS, who is our actuary, probably show up at the March meeting to make a presentation of the formal report. But when I get the report, I'll be sure to update the board prior to this formal presentation. We also, this year, are required to make a full calculation of our OPEB. That is, OPEB is other post-retirement benefits. Basically, what that means is, as you are employed, you're entitled to certain benefits when you retire. That has a cost. That cost needs to be recognized over the life of your career versus you retire and then recognized. Fortunately for us, our OPEB liability is relatively small for 2 reasons. First and foremost, our workforce, full-time employees, is a relatively small number compared to the nation average. Then, to expand this number, those are eligible. Very few ever elect our post-retirement health care benefits. So it's always an ongoing argument that the actuary, while the national average might be X, MPA's rate is Y. So what we've been doing is slowly year by year, as they've gotten more comfort, whittling down what they think should be to what I think should be. But again, the number is manageable. We don't do any type of funding. We're doing that on the pay as you go, but we do have to recognize the liability. In the December meeting, I anticipate having representatives from Truist, almost the Truist is untrusted name, to come in and do their biannual presentation for the portfolio, the unrestricted pool, as well as the pension returns. Okay, with that, do you have any questions about either the July or the election report? Sort of go over September results. Okay, standard questions. Traditionally, what we've done is we do not prepare a formal report for September for the fact that the close is in flux. I'm very comfortable with the close, but what I don't want to have is multiple versions of financials floating around and have to explain why this is Y and this is Z. We closed revenues week before last. Revenues are going to come in strong for the last couple of months related to on-street, but we're going to be significantly below budget. Not a surprise to anybody, this has been disclosed to the board and disclosed to the rating agencies as well as the city. The only remaining items before we finalize revenues are there are certain receivables that have been billed and recognized as revenue. We need to make a determination of the collectability of any items. And what I mean by that is the balance that is that company around? Are they going to be able to pay? And then I have to decide the balances. Have we made any kind of concessions with those people? Have we allowed them a deferment? Have we allowed them a reduction in their monthly amount? And have we made that adjustment? Even though that's still not, that's not going to be a material number, but again, it will change the revenue number. On the expense side, we came in under budget. Even once we remove our bank fees, which is one of our largest items, we were still under budget. So we anticipate meeting and exceeding the $2 million that we promised the city. That number has been disclosed to them probably starting in April, and we talked about it every week between that and the budget process. Prior to the budget, when we got a little bit closer to closing the final year, where we get better projections on our numbers, we did agree to give the city an additional $750,000. So right now, we're slated to give them $2.75 million. And as the audit gets closer and done, we might make final tweaks based on the final revenue numbers and any additional expenditures. So with that, the number that we're going to go with the auditor is a positive number. It does meet and exceed any reoccurring liquidity needs, coverage ratios as far as bondholders. What the most telling time will be, you look what we went through this year and you compare our liquidity position this year, September compared to last year. We're going to have roughly about the same amount of cash between restricted and unrestricted, about $30 million in the bank. I think the audit goes slow. One was the fact that 90% of the field work is going to be done remotely. The audit from the subject keeps the transmit files for them to review, versus them being out there and examining actual records, going through forwards, that type of thing. So that's going to slow down the process a little bit. But I don't think it's going to have anything to do with the quality of the audit or the amount of review they do. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions related to the September update, consumer report, or anything else in the financial report.
Any questions? With that, we'll move on to the regular meeting. Very quickly, let me get a roll call. Alex Jelke. Here. Marlon Hill. Here. Stephen Nostrin.
On the phone.
Here. Mr. Nostrin, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm here by phone.
Steve? Mr. Nelson?
No.
Yes, I'm here by phone.
And myself. So at minimum, we have one of the three. So I'll move on. We're opening, we need to open public comments, so a 2-minute period.
If there is no members of the public here, and Mr. Espinoza, were there any comments submitted prior to this meeting?
No.
Are there any comments since we opened?
No.
So we'll just let it go.
You don't need 2 minutes. There are no members of the public here to speak. Anyone? Saying none. You can close.
We'll close public comment. Third item on the agenda is update from our consultant.
Margarita. Margarita has to open her camera. There you are. Good morning.
Good morning. Am I on?
Wait, Margarita, wait a minute.
Hi, Margarita.
Good morning, Mr. Nostrand.
Unmute, you gotta unmute on the left, I guess. It says. Can you speak, Margarita?
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
No.
No?
Say it again.
I can hear you. Good morning.
Hold on.
Margarita, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, members of the board, Madam CEO, everybody. I haven't seen you live in a long time. Lots to report, but I will try to be as concise as possible. For the record, Margarita Delgado, MRT Consulting. So in keeping with the MPA's commitment to giving back to the community, we have launched 2 campaigns.
Wait. Hold on.
Margarita, try one more time, please.
Yes, well, now I can hear. Do I start all over again?
Yes.
Okay, good morning to members of the board, Madam CEO, everybody else, Margarita Delgado, MRT Consulting for the record. So we haven't had a meeting in some time, and I have a lot to report, so I will be as concise.
Margarita, stop, please.
that bit of a technical issue, we're gonna move to the approval items. Item number 1, July 2020 financial statements. Second. All in favor? Aye. Approval of the August 2020 financial statements.
When do you think that?
Second. All in favor? Aye. Approval of the regular board minutes from the last meeting. Second. All in favor? First item, the 5th item here, the Janesville Ninth Center emergency water leak repairs.
So guys, just really quickly, I'm sorry, the court reporter needs all of us to say aye or else.
Oh,
Those are
aye.
work, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Okay, so, good morning, everyone. This item is the emergency repairs to the main water line at the Janesville Ninth Center. The property management at Transwestern made us aware that there was a water leak that was coming down by the loading dock at the Janesville Ninth Center. And it was trickling into the walkway where pedestrians come into the offices and inside some of the offices. So that became an emergency repair where we went out, we were able to get 2 quotes to companies to come in and give us a quote on to do the repairs. It's important to note that it is in proximity to high voltage electrical lines and to where pedestrians are walking. We received 2 quotes and we went with the lowest bidders at a proposed cost of $66,500. This expense will be reimbursed to MPA. We are asking the board to approve this item in the amount of $76,475, which includes a 15% contingency only because we don't know what else we're going to find. And we want to make sure that they have enough if something else comes up, if the line, if there's another leak somewhere down that line, that they are able to repair.
Any questions? All in favor?
And we are going to defer the next item because we don't have quorum for the next item.
Okay, so with that, we'll move on to the Chief Executive Officer's report.
So very quickly, I want to go over some of the things that we've been working on. Regatta Harbor Garage is, we have already 63 monthlies that are signed up for that garage. That's the revenue that we are generating right now. And that number continues to inch up on a weekly basis. The retail area is already beginning to get built out. The gym is already started and they anticipate that the other spaces will get started in January. The Grand Station project continues to be ahead of schedule. It's programmed to be completed by May of 2021. They are building out the office space here on the 10th floor. Like a mock-up, they have mock-up units that they will be finishing out here and they will be using it as their leasing office. COVID-19, I have Angel that will be giving you a little bit of an update on where we are with what we have done and what we are giving back to the community.
Good morning, everybody. Angel Diaz for the record. I will speak as loud as I can, not normal for me. Okay, so really quick, we continue to provide the food pickup and delivery zones for the city of Miami throughout the city, citywide. We also have ride-share locations as well. That's only in Linwood. And we continue with the sidewalk cafes / parkers throughout the city of Miami. That's the main one that we're going to assist the restaurants. And that's citywide from Coconut Grove to Wynwood to downtown and Little Havana as well. The largest amount of spaces we provide to the city was 115. That went through September. In October, it dropped down to 93 spaces for the restaurants, and that is obviously at no charge. So that's revenue that we're kind of giving to the city and the restaurants so they can, come back to normal and just, try to recoup for their losses back since March. Total amount of spaces that we have to date is 149 spaces at no charge, and it's roughly about $684,000 worth of revenue that we donated to the city.
Angel,
Yes.
how long do you intend for this to continue?
So we're on a weekly call with the city about this and other things, just talking about, COVID in general. And for sure, it's gonna probably last through the new year. To the new year, at that time, we'll revisit, because we're charging, it's no charge for us. And the city as well, I believe they're not charging the permit fees as well for this, so. Once January comes and we see where we are, at that point, we'll regroup and, see if we start charging.
And I bring it up because I've been approached myself by a few restaurants that are reopening in Wynwood that were completely closed. And they're curious that they're now allowed to go to 100% capacity with social distancing. They're just curious how long that program is going to last. So we may want to just, push out some information for now.
I don't want to put the slides as well. Right and lots.
Well, we can, so they can see it.
I don't know if we have access to the slide or not, but the graphs.
In the operations report, no, you haven't, that's okay.
Just real quick,
It's in your iPad.
It's in here.
Yeah, right there.
as far as neighborhoods go and on-street revenue, Brickell is still, leading as far as revenue generating, and then Wynwood comes in second place. And then pretty much it's kind of broken down statewide from there on. Until Wynwood gets to be the leader, I don't think you'll see the growth in Miami that we've had in the past. Because Wynwood kind of judges or kind of we gauge the tourism based on Wynwood's revenue. Until the tourism comes back, the cruises come back, we won't really see that growth on the country. As far as the garages and lots, some lots are doing well, like for example, Monty's, lot 72, because that's very busy. But the lots that are on the courthouse, like lot 18 in the Civic Center and the ones under the highway, those really continue to struggle because, courts are out and people are moving to downtown. So again, until the courts come back, we won't see the growth in the downtown lots and garages as well. That's okay.
I wanted to say one more thing. So we are rolling out a program called We Are Where You Dine. In continuation of Welcome Back Miami campaign. And so we have partnered with Pay by Phone to put this campaign out. It will run from November 23rd through December 24th. We are calling on all the restaurants to sign up with us. And then we will have a selection. So we'll randomly select restaurants on a weekly basis. We're gonna give out 90 cards of $50 each to restaurants that will pair up with a customer that has parked using Pay by Phone in the city of Miami. And they will receive this gift card, and the restaurant and the customers will get, paired up, and they'll be able to visit their restaurant. So we're very excited about this opportunity. Margarita was able to, we've been working on this campaign to get the word out, and Dee Schrager, the head of the South Beach Food and Wine Festival, is going to be pushing this out also to all of the Miami restaurants. So it's another way of us giving back. Pay by Phone has been a great partner with us in order for us to push this campaign, and they're paying for the gift cards. So we're excited about this program. It'll be through the holiday season. It's a good time to give back and be thankful. And so we're excited about that. We did mailers as well as we're going to do a social media campaign for that. What else? I just wanted to update you on Rebel. So Rebel has rolled out. They had to take their mopeds off the street for this past storm, but they're rolling out back again today. There are 211 Rebel mopeds on the street. Since September 25th, they've had 7,900 trips on those mopeds for an average of 27,000 miles, and the average per trip is 4 miles per trip. So they're doing a lot better than what they expected. And if this continues to go, they are really coming back little by little, just to make sure that they can keep the sanitation and they could, address any issues that they have, and then they'll continue to roll out back to the original numbers that they had. And then we have freebie. Freebie, we have 3 regular vehicles on the street. We have 1 vehicle that is going around for disabled passengers. They've had a total of 527 passengers since October 15th. And in the next meeting, because it's so soon, we will be able to show you, they do have a great dashboard that shows you the ratio of female to male, where they're going, the hotspots, where we're finding them. And we also have a promotion that if you park with us and you take the freebie, you get 50% off your parking. So far, 5 people have used it, but we're working our way back up, and it's a campaign that we'll continue to push. And especially now that we see where the hotspots are, where they're getting picked up and where they're getting dropped off. And lastly, Miami-Dade County Parks, we will be meeting with the director on Monday, November 16th, to present to them our lessons learned and the suggestions for a more efficient operation. We've been with them for 5 years already. It's time for our renewal, but there are some things that we want to suggest to them. It's it really is a new set of administrators that are there from when we first joined with them. And so I had a nice conversation with the director, and we're going to be presenting to them what we think we can do to increase their revenue.
Should you, like with everything that's going on right now, you're gonna have a change in administration. New mayor is the manager, so you may wanna put together, get her directly. Because we have a relationship with, I know Marlon does as well, so if you need us to talk to, if you need us to open that door for you, and I think it would be beneficial to her to understand how we're working together.
Great, I didn't know that, so that's great content. We're gonna, when we present to them, we'll hear their feedback too. I wanna hear what they think about the operations there and what we could do together to push this forth. And we gotta renew that contract by March. So we gotta work backwards from that timeline because, it takes us a while to get the agenda item into the agenda. So that's why I wanted to meet with her now in November so that we can get the ball rolling. But I will absolutely let you know, we have to create a great presentation. Operations did a great job in preparing a presentation that once we tweak it after our meeting, then I'll be quite glad to forward that.
Sam, a question. You got 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in that 50% discount, right, on the app, what it says is show your freebie ride history as you leave the garage.
Yes.
Where do you do that?
Because when you leave, you press the button and it calls the command center and you show it through the camera and they let you out. They charge you, they send the charge to the machine downstairs, and then you pay through your credit.
Well, the wording of it kind of, maybe if we were more specific, but
Okay.
push the button.
Okay,
So in my mind, I was like, well, there's nobody here, I guess.
You just drive out.
okay. Okay, sure.
Mr. Chairman,
We just went through the operational.
Okay,
That's all for us.
anything for good of the order?
Mr. Chairman,
That's the next meeting is regular.
Yeah. That meeting is
Mi-
regular,
Mr. Chairman.
Scheduled, if, I'll keep you informed, the agenda items that we have. And we're going month to month. for now.
And I was gonna ask our city attorney, what?
Mr. Chairman.
City, so is everything going back to live meetings?
No. So at least for the city, the smaller boards are being encouraged to adopt the hybrid, which would be only the required members physically present, everyone else remote. As you can see, that is becoming difficult. The city is having issues trying to manage that. So at this moment, some boards are suspending, others, depending on the priority, but commission is supposed to be live. It will be live. And so what they'll be doing is managing public comment through a registration system. They come in, speak, and leave. And they can watch it, it'll be broadcast virtually.
Mr. Chairman,
I know Mr. Nostrin is trying to say something, and, but I don't know if he
yeah, Mr. Chairman.
can. Mr. Nostrin?
Yes, I'm here, Alex.
Steve, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
He's talking, I'm just not getting any audio from him.
Henry, can you hear me?
Closed caption, but we can't hear you.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, it can wait.
Is it the bottom? Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Henry, can you hear me?
Henry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Nostrum, Mr.
Yes,
Nostrum,
Henry.
please
Henry?
turn off your audio, leave only the mic on.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Henry, can you hear me? Henry, can you hear me?
Please turn off your audio, leave the mic on. I can't get his audio on.
I wish I had it at home.
Henry, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Any comment? Yeah.
Yeah. Old school does work. Bring them back.
Saved by the girlfriend.
Old school it is.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, sir.
So I need to follow up with the DDA, because the next steps were going to be for them to present to FDOT the removal of the lanes on Biscayne Boulevard. I don't know if that got halted because of COVID. I know that the actual presentation on anything going on Biscayne, on the greenery of the lots, that got put on hold for this year. But the first steps had to be the reduction of the lanes. So I will have an update for you for next board meeting.
Sounds great, thank you very much. Mr. Chair, the COVID numbers for the county and city are not going in the direction that we all like them to go in. Hoping it's going to be public, that you can share with us plans that the city already has over the next couple of months.
What I can do, if appropriate, and I'll ask the city attorney, is to gather a written report from the city and have it mailed out to everybody. I've actually backed off from that level of engagement now with the city, but I do know that they are still, they're looking at the numbers. They are operationally, the staff remains at home. They for at least the time, the next, I guess, short term, everything will remain status quo, i.e. all services will continue to be virtual. No one's going into the MRC or very limited access to the MRC. I think Art goes in every morning and even the ACMs pretty much stay at home and they're doing everything virtually. So I know that's the short term right now, at least from a city operations perspective. As far as the public, I think you see they're continuing social distancing, the mask. I don't know what's happened or what communication has changed. Now you have a new mayor-elect and with our mayor, so I know probably some conversations are gonna start being had. And, they're dealing, I know they're still dealing with like FEMA reimbursements and trying to deal with the county on, are they gonna get money back and all, they're dealing with those items, but as far as, I don't see any life change happening in our environment anytime soon.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All services are fully
Yeah,
operational.
they're fully operational.
Ours is completely open. We're now back to a normal solid waste, pickup. So at least in those sense, we are trending towards normal. And, we are having the legal fights over curfew. And the Miami-Dade does have a curfew in place. The state stated there should be no curfews. Certain state just held that, Miami-Dade County's curfew shall stay in place. So we do have to abide by the curfew at this time. Other than that, the businesses are allowed to be technically fully operational.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That helps a lot.
How are you doing, sir?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't come in person, but I am in that higher risk category at this time. Yet, bring with the crowd and stuff like that in our company. There's a lot of us, we're all working from home to us.
Certainly appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm limiting my physical meetings quite a bit myself.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Lundgren, and motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.